to the program this segment, winemaker Paul Clifton. He's with Hahn Estates in Monterey County, part of the Hahn family wines. And I saw an interesting piece put together by the Wine Institute of California about a number of different winemakers here in the state, everywhere from all the way up the North Coast, down through the Bay Area, Central Coast, and Southern California, all winemakers who also have an intense love of surfing. And I just thought, how interesting is that? It really is a combination of two California icons, you know, the wine industry and surfing, and all together in one person, or several people in this case. And so I thought, well, we'll speak to someone that is local, and Paul Clifton is who it is right now, and he joins us on the line right now, fresh back from the Lodi area. You must have some grapes there, Paul, that you were checking out this time of year.
Yeah, we've got about 1,000 tons of Cabernet that come in from Lodi. I actually have a winery up there as well.
Oh, wow.
So I was up visiting the new crew that's coming in to help us with this harvest.
So we had some reports on Eat, Drink, Explore that talked about how this year's harvest is coming in a bit early in some of the cases, specifically up in Sonoma and Napa counties. Are you finding that to be the case?
I think we're going to be pretty close to where we usually are. It's usually like mid-September.
Mm-hmm.
So we're probably 4 weeks out, it's looking like. And it kind of depends on, what the weather does over the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Could make it a little bit earlier, but
we typically have that. We typically have that heat spike that happens right around Labor Day weekend, but because that's normal, you're sort of anticipating that, right?
Yeah, we had some heat spikes earlier in the year, in the spring, and then again the beginning of July. So the nice, it does push things ahead a little bit as far as the vineyards go.
Mm-hmm.
But it also helps to acclimate some of the fruit to heat before it actually, before they actually start ripening.
Does Hahn do much in the way of sparkling wines?
No, we don't do any sparkling. Our primary focus is Pinot Noir.
Mm-hmm.
Half of our vineyards, we've got about 1,100 acres of vineyards in Monterey County, and most of it is in the San Lucia Highlands, and it is primarily Pinot and Chardonnay.
So the reason why I asked about the sparkling wines is because I think in some cases those are already being harvested.
Yeah, we actually sell a little bit of fruit to some sparkling producers, and they actually picked yesterday and Monday.
Oh, okay.
Usually pick right around 19% sugar for that, and so they're pretty happy with the quality, I think, this year so far.
So the Santa Lucia Highlands, as you're traveling 101 between Salinas and San Luis Obispo, if you're heading south and you look off to your right, there are these beautiful mountains that just jet up right out of the valley. The Santa Lucia Highlands hug those mountains, do they not?
Yes, it's basically a bench that you look at from 101 if you're heading south, and it's pretty much from about Gonzales down just a little bit past Soledad.
Okay.
Big bench that jets out, and there's actually a road that follows the actual Appalachian. And it's about 10 minutes off the road, a kind of nice detour for people to hit, rather than just driving through the Salinas Valley. Yeah,
and is that the Monterey County wine trail that I have seen maps and those sorts of things? Yeah,
part of it. Mm-hmm. Exactly. This would actually be the River Road wine trail, and it's part of the overall Monterey County wine trail.
Ah, okay. And River Road, I'm assuming it follows the Salinas River rather closely?
It's actually pretty far away. I think they call it River Road because during the winter, it's literally like a river coming down across the road.
Right?
A lot of spots, so.
All right, so you grew up in Monterey County, and I guess that it just is pretty obvious that with all that great surf that you have right there, that you might become a surfer. And so how long have you been surfing?
Since I was about 15, so about 30 years. Oh, no, I just dated myself, but yeah, about 30 years.
I say you grew up in Monterey County. You grew up in the Monterey Bay area. Were you in Santa Cruz County?
I did live over there after I finished college for a little bit.
Yeah.
Worked at a winery up in the Santa Cruz Mountains, but yeah, I'm pretty much in the heart of Monterey Bay and Salinas.
Yeah. And so how do you find time to, because winemaking's a pretty active job, right? But there must be a certain time of year that you can maybe get out to the coast a little more.
Yeah, it's when I first got in the business about 17 years ago. I started out as kind of ground floor in winemaking, kind of where you learn the hands-on. It's called a cellar worker, and a lot of wineries during harvest. And the best time to surf around here, I should say, is like September through all the way through harvest into really March.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens is, if you're lucky, you get on the night shift. So that was really appealing to me when I first got in the business. Is I was always able to get on the night shift, so I'd have pretty much all morning to surf.
Right.
But times have changed, though.
Yeah. And of course, some of the best time to go surfing would be your busiest time during harvest. But then once that's over, you have some time to get out there.
Yeah, you always make time. I mean, usually it's really early. I usually go, dawn patrol, and basically get super early in the morning, right when the sun comes up. So
yeah. Let's talk a little bit about what's the Blue Grand Canyon. I saw you quoted in this piece that I read talking about the Blue Grand Canyon right off the Monterey Bay.
Yeah, there's basically right where I surf. It's a place called Moss Landing. There's a harbor there, and actually right at the end of that harbor is where the Blue Grand Canyon starts, and it's about 60 miles long, 2 miles deep, and it has a major influence on our weather pattern down here in Salinas, in the Salinas Valley.
Yeah.
Basically, we get a lot of fog in the summertime, and then it's all being sucked in by the warm areas of King City and all the way down to Paso Robles.
Yeah.
And it burns off, around 10 or 11 every day. So it's really ideal for the varieties that we plant here, Pinot Noir and Chardonnay primarily.
So that Blue Grand Canyon literally affects two of your passions. It affects the weather and the climate to grow such amazing grapes for award-winning wines. And it also affects the ocean and the surf and the water that you surf in.
That's right.
That's
all connected.
Yeah, interesting tie-in.
Yeah.
So
I've been pretty fortunate to land in the business I am and live where I live. So.
Hey, Hahn is all about sustainable wines too, are they not?
Yes, we are certified sustainable by the Central Coast Vineyard team.
Mm-hmm.
All of our vineyards are, and we're also trying to get some of the growers that we purchase fruit from to also get on the SIP program, the Sustainable in Practice program.
Yeah, I like the SIP program. That's a great organization.
Yeah. So
I saw that a while back, and Hahn Family Wines is no small umbrella.
Yeah, we've got quite a bit of property to cover. So,
but you're primarily at Hahn Estates, right there outside Soledad or in Soledad.
Yeah. It's about 10 minutes west of the winery is actually 10 minutes west of Soledad, up on the mountain. So,
right,
very beautiful place. If any of your listeners are ever in the area, come visit because it is a spectacular view of the valley. Yeah,
it's our area. Fantastic stuff. Paul Clifton, the winemaker for Hahn Estates. You can get more information at HahnFamilyWines.com. Thank you so much for joining us today. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Randall.
All right, stick around.